ಐದು ಬೆರಳು ಕೂಡಿ ಒಂದು ಮುಷ್ಟಿಯು ಹಲವು ಮಂದಿ ಸೇರಿ ಸಮಷ್ಟಿಯು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಒಂದೇ ತಾಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಒಂದೇ ತಾಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಕೂಡಿ ಹಾಡಿದಾಗಲೂ ಕರನ ಮಾತೆಗೆ ಕೂಡಿ ಹಾಡಿದಾಗಲೂ ಕರನ ಮಾತೆಗೆ ಮೊಳಗಲಿ ಮೊಳಗಲಿ ನಾಡಗೀತವು ಮೂಡಲಿ ಮೂಡಲಿ ಸುಪ್ರಭಾತವು ಮೊಳಗಲಿ ಮೊಳಗಲಿ ನಾಡಗೀತವು ಮೂಡಲಿ ಮೂಡಲಿ ಸುಪ್ರಭಾತವು ಮೊಳಗಲಿ ಮೊಳಗಲಿ ನಾಡಗೀತವು ಮೂಡಲಿ ಮೂಡಲಿ ಸುಪ್ರಭಾತವು.
Comrades, we are now going to present a Hindi song. "Hai Watan Watan Mere Awaaz Rahe Tu." This is the song which showcases our love for motherland. Motherland is not a piece of land for us. It is a land full of love for each other. We want everybody to be same in this motherland. That is what AIIA and AIITA is teaching us. We believe in diversity. We will continue to strive to keep the diversity alive in our land. This is what the song showcases. We will be presenting that song. The lyrics are written by Gunjar and the original song is sung by Suniti Chauhan.
वतन वतन में आबाद रहे तू, मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ में याद रहे तू, मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ में याद रहे तू, मेरे वतन मेरे वतन मेरे वतन। मेरे वतन मेरे वतन मेरे वतन वतन में आबाद रहे तू मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ में याद रहे तू मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ में याद रहे तू मेरे वतन मेरे वतन मेरे वतन मेरे वतन
Thank you, comrade. Thank you very much. And special thanks to comrade Benedict for being such a good supporter.
Thank you, comrades. Now we will start the inaugural session. So for this inaugural session, I request Comrade Ashok Tiwari, the President of the All India Insurance Employees Association, to the dais to conduct the meeting. Comrade Ashok Tiwari. Now I request Comrade C. B. Suresh, the film director and also director of the series in the, he is not only using that medium for social values as a struggle of the downtrodden. C. B. Suresh. He is the chairman of our reception committee. Now I request Sri ℙ𝕖𝕟𝕤𝕚𝕒𝕚. He is a popular figure in Karnataka. He is crusade against the wrecking of the constitution and all other social events. He is trying to build a movement for protection of the constitution. Now I request Comrade ℙ𝕖𝕟𝕚𝕚𝕚 to the dais. Now I request Comrade Srikanth Mishra, the General Secretary of the All India Insurance Employees Association, the organization of militant organization of the insurance employees. Comrade Srikanth Mishra. Now I request Comrade 𝕬𝕚𝕚𝕚. Everybody knows his name. He is the tree that has been grown in our lab, and he is such a popular, and there is no introduction in this way. Now to 𝕬𝕚𝕚𝕚. Comrade K. Natarajan, he is the leader of the insurance employees earlier. Now he is the leader of the pensioners, and he has taken for the last 7 years, in spite of his age, he is leading the organization. Now I request him to come to the dais. Comrade K. Natarajan. Now Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose, the man who started the trade union in the All India Insurance Employees Association in the year 1951. He is 100 plus now, and his spirit is not. He was eager to participate in the conference, and we are all very happy that he has come here. So it's a privilege for this organization and privilege for this conference to have him in this conference. So I request him. Okay. Comrade to take over. Comrades, comrade, I will call him comrade, comrade 𝕀𝕟𝕤𝕚𝕚. He is the General Secretary of the Class 1 Officers, Federation of Class 1 Officers Association. He is my first friend also, and I request him, he has come all the way from Thrissur with all the difficulties, he wanted to participate in our conference. I request him to come to the dais. Comrade 𝕀𝕟𝕤𝕚𝕚. Comrade Rajappa, he was the convener for the coordination of this pensioners organization, the first convener of the organization, and yes, he is also here to participate in the Silver Jubilee conference. I welcome him to the conference. Comrade 𝕸𝕤𝕚𝕚𝕚, he was the first president of the AIPA. Now I request him come to the dais. Comrade 𝕸𝕚𝕚𝕚. Come. Comrade 𝕸𝕚𝕚𝕚, he was also the earlier president of the organization. Now I request him to come to the dais. Comrade 𝕸𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚. See. He's coming. Come. C.P. 𝕸𝕚𝕚𝕚, Banks, Pensioners Federation, General Secretary. So I request him to come to the dais. 𝕸𝕚𝕚𝕚. Bank Federation. You come. Please, I don't know whether he has come. You said that he is there. I did not see him. You come to the dais. Come. Devidas Rao. He is also from the Bank Pensioners Federation. Now I request him to come to the dais. Sri Mudaya, the General Secretary, All India BSNL and Network Employees Association, Karnataka. He is also here. I request him to come to the dais. Comrade 𝕸𝕟𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚, the General Secretary of the All India Insurance Pensioners Association. Now I request him to come to the dais to conduct the proceedings. Comrade 𝕸𝕟𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚. Now I request the President to conduct the proceedings. I hand over to my President. Thank you, comrades. Thank you. And I welcome you all to this Silver Jubilee conference. Thank you.
ऑल इंडिया इंश्योरेंस पेंशनर्स एसोसिएशन के इस 8वें सिल्वर जुबली ईयर कॉन्फ्रेंस में आए हुए आप सभी साथियों का स्वागत है। विशेष रूप से मैं कर्नाटका हाई कोर्ट के पूर्व जस्टिस माननीय एच.एन. मोहनदास जी का स्वागत करता हूं। विशेषण कमेटी के चेयरमैन श्री बी. सुरेश जी का स्वागत करता हूं। ऑल इंडिया इंश्योरेंस एम्प्लॉय एसोसिएशन के महामंत्री हमारे चीफ गेस्ट साथी एस. श्रीकांत मिश्रा जी का स्वागत करता हूं। मंच पर उपस्थित ऑल इंडिया इंश्योरेंस एम्प्लॉय एसोसिएशन के पूर्व अध्यक्ष साथी अमानुल्लाह खान जी का स्वागत करता हूं। मंचासीन ऑल इंडिया इंश्योरेंस पेंशनर्स एसोसिएशन के वाइस प्रेसिडेंट और हमारे वरिष्ठ साथी कॉमरेड 𝕸𝕤𝕤𝕚 जी का स्वागत करता हूं। और मंच पर उपस्थित हमारे जो सीनियर कॉमरेड साथी AIP के और प्रोफेशनल एविडेंस के हमारे साथी उपस्थित हैं, उनका मैं स्वागत करता हूं। और सभी साथी जो हॉल में हमारे उपस्थित हैं, उन सभी डेलीगेट साथियों का और जो हमारे अतिथि साथी, उनका स्वागत करता हूं। साथियों, इस सम्मेलन के उद्घाटन सत्र की शुरुआत करने के पूर्व मैं ऑल इंडिया इंश्योरेंस पेंशनर्स एसोसिएशन के महामंत्री साथी टी.के. चक्रवर्ती जी से आग्रह करूंगा कि वे आए और हमारे उन साथियों को श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करें जिन्होंने इस संगठन को बनाने में, देश के समाज में जिन्होंने अपना योगदान किया, उन साथियों को श्रद्धांजलि देने के लिए अपना प्रस्ताव साथी टी.के. चक्रवर्ती जी आपके सम्मुख रखें। मैं कॉमरेड टी.के. चक्रवर्ती जी को जो है आमंत्रित करता हूं। कॉमरेड टी.के. चक्रवर्ती।
कॉमरेड अध्यक्ष, कॉमरेड प्रेसिडेंट and dignitaries on the dais and comrades, I welcome you all to the 8th Silver Jubilee Year Conference of AIIPA being held here at Bangalore. Before we start with the conference, we pay our homage to the leaders and persons of eminence whom we lost during this period from the last conference we held at Nagpur. I request to you all to please keep 2 minutes silence and pay our respectful homage. Thank you. And the great resolution of homage will be passed during the conference. Thank you.
साथियों, अब मैं चेयरमैन एसोसिएशन कमेटी से भी सुरेश जी से अनुरोध करूंगा कि बनाए और अपना जो है ये रिसेप्शन कमेटी की ओर से अपना जो है आप आपके बीच में आपको एडजस्ट करें और भी सुरेश।
Component, this program is being telecast live. The links have been given to all of you. You can forward it to your divisions and the zones so that the other comrades also can participate in this conference.
Dear friends and comrades, I would have loved to speak in my language, but in the interest of all those people who are here from other states, I'll stay with English. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome all the delegates who have come over from different parts of the country to participate in this Silver Jubilee year of the conference of the All India Insurance Pensioners Association, being held from today for 3 days in the city of Bangalore. I especially extend a warm welcome to Justice ℸ𝕠𝕟𝕚𝕚𝕣𝕒, Comrade Shrikant Mishra, General Secretary, 𝕸𝕤𝕤𝕚𝕒, and a number of senior leaders of the insurance employees movement. It's a privilege accorded to Bangalore to host the Silver Jubilee year 8th General Conference of 𝕸𝕤𝕤𝕚. Bangalore had the fortune of earlier hosting the first General Conference of 𝕸𝕤𝕤𝕚 in the year 2000, and also has the rich experience of hosting 2 national conferences of All India Insurance Employees Association. I am sure a large number of you would have participated in these conferences. So, Bengaluru is not a new place for you. Still, I consider it appropriate to narrate briefly the history and the making of our great city. Bangalore's first historical document dates back to a stone inscription of 8th century found in Bangalore, an extension of today's Bangalore. The origin of Bangalore also has a mythified story connected to 𝕬𝕬𝕚𝕚 of Hoysala dynasty. Returning from an unsuccessful hunt, he came upon an isolated cottage of an old woman who shared a simple meal of boiled beans with him. Impressed by the hospitality, he developed a new settlement called 𝕸𝕤𝕬𝕚𝕚𝕚, meaning village of boiled beans, in the year 1100. 400 years later, the chieftain 𝕸𝕬𝕬𝕚 I laid the foundation of the city by building a small mud-walled fort. For more than 200 years, Bangalore was under the control of various conquerors. In 1687, Bangalore was sold by Mughals to the Wadayar Maharajas of Mysore for 3 lakh pagodas. After the country gained independence, Bengaluru became the preferred destination for setting up a large number of public sector units like ℙ𝕖, ITI, BEL, HMT, etc. Because of the pleasant climate and a city full of gardens, Bangalore was called a city of gardens. It is also important to note that Bangalore was the first city in India to be electrically connected since 1905. The harmonious, multilingual local people and locational advantage won the preference for Bangalore. Bengaluru also developed as a great center for higher education with the establishment of the prestigious institutions to help provide the skilled labor for these public sector undertakings. However, with the adoption of neoliberal economic policies, the gigantic public undertakings of Bangalore are being dismantled or in the process of being dismantled. Many of them have almost closed the shop. But with the availability of huge skilled labor, Bangalore converted itself as the information technology capital of the world. Today, Bengaluru has emerged as one of the fastest growing metropolis in the globe, with the population rising from around 1 million in 1951 to over 13 million now. This growth and development has also raised many questions relating to environment, ecology, raising inequalities, and social harmony. The city and the state as a whole is under tremendous stress and strain due to rising polarization on communal lives. The working class of Bangalore has to understand these challenges and draw out strategies to successfully meet them. Bengaluru made a significant contribution to the national liberation movement. The spirit of the national struggle in Bengaluru was marked by huge participation of textile mill workers and students, along with congressmen in several movements for about 2 decades. The glorious struggle of the public sector workers in 1980-81 changed the political equations in the state. The city is now witnessing a massive struggle of Anganwadi workers and other scheme workers. The city is also witnessing intense struggle of the farmers. The 8th General Conference of 𝕀𝕟𝕤𝕚𝕒 is meeting at a time when the country is facing economic, political, and social crisis. The economic crisis has led to unprecedented levels of unemployment and rising prices that are hurting the living standards of the poor. The economic policies are leading to growing inequalities, and today India has become one of the most unequal societies in the world. The political mobilization of communalism and polarization pose a great threat to democracy and constitutional values. The attempt to homogenize the Indian society, ignoring its rich diversity, is a threat to the very and integrity of this country. I am sure your conference will deliberate upon these important issues and take necessary decisions to protect the unity of the working class and the whole nation. I am aware that LIC and PSGI industry are facing the threat of privatization. These institutions have served the national interest admirably well, and privatizing them will only harm the interests of the Indian society and the national economy. You have been agitating on some genuine and justified demands. These demands include periodical revision of pension, increase in family pension, and other improvements in the pension scheme. You have also been demanding improvements in the medical scheme. Having contributed to the growth and prosperity of these institutions, there is every justification in asking for favorable consideration of these demands. But through your own experience, you would have realized that no benefit or improvement can come without a struggle. Naturally, this conference has to discuss these issues in great detail and come out with an appropriate program to secure these demands. The research committee has made all efforts to make you comfortable at Bengaluru and to facilitate the smooth conduct of the conference. However, I am aware that despite these efforts, there could still be some shortcomings. Please bring such shortcomings to the notice of the reception committee. We will make efforts to overcome them. I hope you would appreciate the efforts they have put in and extend your cooperation for the smooth conduct of this conference. I once again welcome you all to the city of Bengaluru. I am confident that the 8th Silver Jubilee Year Conference of 𝕀𝕟𝕤𝕚𝕚 will be a glorious success. With revolutionary greetings, Lord Salam, I remain.
The comrades, we heard the welcome address by the chairman of the reception committee, Sri B. Suresh. This conference is extremely grateful to him for accepting our invitation and taking up the responsibility to act as the chairman of the reception committee. He is a very busy person. He is one of the most prominent filmmaker and playwright in the state of Karnataka. And in fact, that today he has to go to Poland for a shooting. So despite that, he agreed to be with us, and not just be with us in the conference. For the last 2 months, regularly he is in contact with us, he is attending our meetings, he is addressing the press conferences to ensure the success of this conference. So I take this opportunity to thank him on behalf of the entire conference and say we are grateful to you, Comrade Suresh, for the support you have given to our conference. Now, Comrade 𝕸𝕤𝕤𝕦𝕐𝕗 felicitate Comrade Suresh. I call him Comrade because I don't think that he minds it.
साथियों, यह बड़े हर्ष का विषय है कि हमारे बीच कर्नाटक हाई कोर्ट के जस्टिस माननीय श्री 𝕸𝕤𝕤𝕦 जी उपस्थित थी और उनके उद्बोधन से हमारे उद्घाटन सत्र का जो है अपने संबोधन से आगाज करेंगे। मैं उनसे अनुरोध करता हूँ, मैं रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि कांग्रेस की आप माननीय जी आए और हम आप सभी को संबोधित करें। आप सभी साथी
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Dignitaries on the dais, distinguished delegates, invitees, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure and honor conferred on me for having invited to inaugurate this great conference. Firstly, I thank All India Insurance Pensions Association office bearers, the reception committee, and all others who are responsible for extending this invitation. Some 100 years back, in the adjacent railway station, I was told that there was a board. The board reads like this: Bangalore Hill Station. That was the name that was given to Bangalore city about 100 years. In 1969, I came to Bangalore city to do my PUC, University course. Then it was called as City of Lakes. Then it was called as City of Gardens. Later, it is called as silicon city of the world. Today we have no more remain a hill station, no more lakes in our Bangalore city, and there are only few gardens left with us. Because of global crisis, economic recession, we are also at the stage of losing the tag of Silicon City. Yet, this Bangalore city is a place where pensioners can happily spend their life in this beautiful weather. There are a number of interesting places in Bangalore city to visit. Bangalore city provides you all varieties of food, whether it is South Indian, whether it is North Indian, whether it is Eastern India, whether it is burger, whether it is pizza, whether it is Chinese continental, you get all types of them, including the famous Mysore food, that is the ragi balls. I welcome all of you to this city and we enjoy the hospitality of the city for another 3 days. And if time permits, there are interesting places in and around Bangalore. You can visit those places, enjoy the beauty of this Karnataka. There are different choices for it. You have coastal area within about 300 kilometers. We have got coffee plantation in about 250 kilometers. In about 150 kilometers, we have got beautiful art and architecture. Like this, we have got variety. Historical places are there. Historical monuments are there. I welcome all of you once again to the city of Bangalore and enjoy the beauty of Bangalore as well as Karnataka. Welcome to you all. Friends, I am aware that the LIC had taken its birth in a humble way in 1956. Because of multifarious activities that LIC has embraced, earned the confidence of common man and grown into a big public sector undertaking. In 2000, the government of India allowed the private participation in insurance sector. As of now, I am informed that more than 25 private competitors are competing with you. Most of these private competitors are having collaboration with foreign countries. Despite this competition, LIC has captured 75% of business in the insurance sector. It has got the assets worth 38 lakh crores. Today, LIC has become a prime public sector institution of India. Behind this great success, a wonderful success, a competitive success, I am conscious of the fact your contribution is there. Your hard work is there. Your sacrifice is there. Your sweat is there. I salute all of you on this occasion for this commendation. Friends, we are a country which became independent in 1947 by accepting the world's biggest written constitution. We became republic in the year 1950. I want to make it very clear here, all independent states are not republics, but all republics are independent states. Then the question is, when an independent state will become a republic? When an independent state accepts a written constitution and such a country will become republic. Take for example England. Is an independent country much more earlier to us. But even to this day, England is not a republic because they don't have a written constitution. This is how India is both an independent country and republic. We became republic in 1950, January 26, by putting into practice our Indian constitution. 73 years is complete. In these 73 years, we have made certain achievements. I do not subscribe to the argument that nothing is achieved in this 70. You may ask a question, what are the achievements that we have made, which is worth remembering and worth mentioning. Friends, before 1947, the land mass from Kashmir to Kanyakumari was never brought under one political rule. Even in 1947, when India became independent, we had nearly 600 independent sovereign princes ruling different parts of the country. We abolished monarchy, colonialism, feudalism. We fixed a boundary to the entire land mass. We gave one constitution for the entire country, national flag, one national anthem, one national symbol. For the first time in 1950, this entire India from Kashmir to Kanyakumari was brought under one political rule. If real India is created, it is only after India became republic under the Indian constitution. This is no small achievement. In our constitution, we have abolished feudalism, but we have built a democratic institution in its case. There is parliament, which is empowered to enact law for the entire nation. There is assembly, Vidhan Sabha here, which is empowered to enact laws for the entire state. Legislative institutions. There is central government, state government, district administration, taluk administration, and Grama Panchayat, the executive bodies. There is Supreme Court, there is High Court, District Court, Taluka Court, judicial institutions. 140 crore population of this country, either directly or indirectly, are participating in these democratic institutions is no small achievement. And that had been possible because of our Indian constitution. In 1947, when we became independent, we had only 15% literacy rate. Today we have taken that literacy rate to 79%. Then there was 70% below the poverty line. Today we have brought down it to 21%. Our food production in 1947 was just 50 million tons per annum in the entire country. Today our food production per annum in the country, we have taken it to 295 million tons. Then we were importing food, now we are exporting food. We provided water, roads, street lights, housing, some help to the common man of this country, and we have improved the living conditions of our common man. In 1947, the average lifespan of an Indian was just 37 to 38 years. Now we have reached the average life of an Indian is 70 years. I am proud to see a gentleman here who was the founder of this organization who is 100 plus. I say it. In addition to this, we have treated in this country women and Dalits and minorities as secondary rate citizens. We exploited them. But after India became independent, under our Indian constitution, we have seen a Dalit president, a woman president, a minority president, a deputy prime minister from Dalit community, chief minister, central ministers in legislative bodies. These sections have entered. In executive, IAS officer, IPS, IRS, IFS officers. We have seen these sections have occupied the chair of Chief Justice of India, Chief Justice of several high courts, judges at the district level and taluka level. Tell me an area where these sections have not entered in India. They have entered every area, contributed in their own way, enriched every area. That is because of the reason that our constitution has provided. Yesterday also in Mandya city, a district headquarters nearby, it is about 100 kilometers. While addressing a youth conference, I was telling them, we are not able to dismantle the caste system, but we are given a big blow to the caste system in this country. Who is the President of India? Who is the President of India? A person born in a Dalit community. Who is the Prime Minister of India? A person born in most backward community. I born in a remote village in Kolar district, which is about 70 kilometers from here, in a middle class agriculture family. In the caste hierarchy, a farmer's son has to become a farmer. But I am graduated in 𝕬𝕠 University and obtained LLB degree. I practiced in 𝕬𝕠 City for 25 years. I became judge of Karnataka High Court and served 10 years. After my retirement, I practiced as a designated senior counsel in Supreme Court of India. I had the fortune of conducting a case of yours, particularly relating to pension, at the instance of my friend Amanullah Khan in Delhi High Court and also in Supreme Court. All this has been possible because the opportunities provided to me by my Indian Constitution. Information technology, space technology, atomic energy, service sector, agriculture production, Indian defense, in many number of like these areas, India is one among the top 10 in the world. If this has been possible, the reason behind it is our Indian Constitution. Therefore, after Indian became republic, we have achieved something. We must be proud of our achievements. But at the same time, we must be cautious. We must be aware of the truth and reality. Yet, despite these achievements, there are illiterates, there are poor, there is hungry, there is unemployment. All are not getting health facility. Houseless people are there. These things are rampant in this country. We must put an end to it. Here I say, some people are saying it is because of the Indian Constitution these problems are continuing. No, I do not subscribe to the side. The fault lies not in the Indian Constitution. The fault lies within us. We fail to understand the Indian. We fail to read the Indian Constitution, understand the Indian Constitution, imbibe the Indian constitutional philosophy in our day-to-day life. We fail to implement the Constitution in its true spirit. That is the reason why we are facing problems and we are also facing challenges. It is at that time, it is not the Constitution, it is we who are responsible for. Friends, remember, only if we retain our Constitution, then only we can develop. We can solve our problems. We can combat our challenges. But unfortunately, the developments in the country is going in a wrong direction. Friends, under Indian Constitution, no article specifies what are its basic features. Only if you read the entire Constitution, you will be able to gather what are its basic features. For the first time, in 1973, the Supreme Court of India, in 𝕸𝕬𝕐𝕬 Bharati's case, or the propounded the theory called basic features of the Constitution. They have listed certain things. Sovereignty of the nation is one of the basic features. Supremacy of the Constitution, parliamentary democracy, secularism, social justice, fundamental rights, protection to minorities. These are welfare state. These are all the basic features that they have listed. Thereafter, in several other judgments, like Minerva Mill's case, 𝕸𝕬𝕐𝕬's case, Indira Sahani's case, the Supreme Court went on improving the list of basic features of the Constitution. The first basic feature the Supreme Court said is the sovereignty of the nation. Do we have a sovereign country to remain as a sovereign country today is the question that we are required to face ourselves. What is meant by sovereignty? Sovereignty means a country capable of taking independent decisions. A country capable of decisions not yielding to the pressure of any other country, not yielding to the pressure of any internal forces. A country which can take decisions without being the slave of others. Such a power we call it as sovereignty. But today, our governments are under the influence of globalization, are under the influence of transnational companies, multinational companies, Indian capitalists. Because of these things, undemocratic reforms are coming today, not capable of taking independent decisions. I give a small example. Sometime back, maybe about 4 or 5 months back, Ukraine and Russia war began. What was the stand of India? Is it not minimum? Is it not necessary that we oppose any war, any part of the world? That was the policy we pursued. Even before independence, our political movement, our freedom struggle pursued this policy. But unfortunately, a sovereign country having an independent constitution, and Supreme Court declares sovereignty of the nation is the supremacy and basic feature of the constitution, yet we are unable to take it. There I say, the sovereignty of the nation is under attack. It is not just sovereignty, very constitution is itself is under threat. Some people are saying that we have come to the power only to change the constitution. A parliament member from Karnataka, who was then minister in the cabinet, central government, he made a statement publicly that we have come to the power to change the constitution. Because of continuing the problems and challenges, people say this constitution has become irrelevant. Day by day, they are bringing one or the other reforms which are unconstitutional. Take for example, whether it is abrogation of Article 370 relating to Jammu and Kashmir, whether it's Citizenship Amendment Act, they are all influenced by religious prescriptions. No debate in the parliament. All of you are aware that parliament passed 3 legislation relating to farming sector in this country without a debate in the parliament. Today in the lower house it is passed. Next day it was passed in the upper house. Third day the President of India signed it. Do you call this as a democracy? Friends, in our parliament, in one session, roughly runs about 22 to 23 days. They will introduce about 20 to 25 bills. The last 15 years, statistics show that nearly 48% of bills are passed in the parliament without debates. We elect the members to go and sit there, discuss and debate our issues. We have got the right to know what they have discussed. But unfortunately, they are not discussing and we are not knowing. 24% of time of parliament is wasted in protest, in dharna, in loudspeaking, etc. Every minute costs more than 1 crore. Please remember this. This is because of the reason 82% of Indian parliament members, 88% today Indian parliament members are crororepatis. 43% of Indian elected parliament members are having criminal record. If charge is proved, either death sentence or life sentence for them. Nearly 50% of the elected parliament members are having hereditary family background of politics, industrial background, real estate background. Because of this type of composition in the parliament, our issues are not being debated. Emotional issues are being debated, not the issues related to our life. Therefore, I say we are at a stage where we are losing our parliamentary democracy. Secularism is facing a big threat. India is a composition of all religions in the world. We have Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, Parsi. Outside these religions, there are tribal sects who say we are not Hindus, we are not Muslims, we are not Christians. We have got our own God, our own tribe, our own custom, our own tradition, our own opinion. There are 4,635 castes in this country. Each caste is having its own customs, its own traditions. All these people live together. They fought the British imperialism. I was telling the other day in one program, it is not just the blood of Hindus that has flowed. It is the Muslim blood, Christian blood, Sikh blood, and all other blood has flowed and sacrificed in the freedom struggle of India, which we have to remember. Such a country is unfortunately, we have not understood what is meant by secularism in this country, in its real perspective. Me and my colleagues in the constitutional campaign in Karnataka, Vimala, Surendra, and many others, we face questions. Particularly when we ask what is the meaning of secularism under the Indian Constitution, they say treatment of all religions equally is secularism. No friends, this is no good definition. Separation of religion from politics is secularism. State shall not have its own religion is secularism. States shall not discriminate among religions is secularism. The programs, the policies, the planning, and the rules and laws made by the government shall not be influenced by any religious prescriptions. Such a political system, such a political structure, we call it as secularism. Unfortunately, this is not the version that we have. Added to this, today, religious leaders are entering the politics, contesting the elections, have become parliament members, MLAs, and chief ministers and ministers. This is an unhealthy development for any political secular system in any country. Secularism is not anti-religion. Religion is something which is your private. You can keep in your house. No difficulty. Let all religion flourish on this land. Has already flourished for hundreds and thousands of years. But we must understand the right perspective. But present trend of secularism is not good in the interest of country. Similarly, we are facing the social justice. Wherever I go, I get the only one answer. Social justice means reservation. Reservation means social justice. Constitution means reservation. Ambedkar means reservation. This reflects that we have not understood the Constitution properly. Secondly, my experience is we are really informed about our Indian Constitution. Reservation is only a small iota in the sphere of social justice. Reservation alone is not social justice. Social justice means reservation alone is not. It's not a small. Social justice means providing justice to those we have denied justice for years and years, for hundreds and thousands. We have denied justice to the women. We have denied justice to the Dalits. We have denied tribes. We have denied to the minorities. Today, farmers for their own, not because of their fault, but because of policies pursued by government, they are facing problems. Not able to find out a proper way, they are committing suicide. Day in and day out, you read the papers, in one corner or the other corner of India, one or the other farmer is committing suicide. Is it not necessary that the definition of social justice shall embrace these women, these Dalits, these tribes, these minorities, farmers and workers? Providing this. In this context, I want to tell one important thing. Therefore, there is need to redefine and properly understanding and implementing the philosophy of social justice. Day by day, every sector is being privatized. I am not against private participation, but privatizing the core sectors will affect the sovereignty of the nation, will affect the philosophy of welfare state, which is imbibed in our constitution. What is meant by welfare? We are not properly. More and more responsibility to the government to take care of the minimum needs of common man. What is my minimum need as a common man? My food, my education, my health, my employment. But government is distancing from this. But we are keeping quiet. Because we have not understood the constitution and we have not understood the philosophy of welfare state. That is the reason why we are keeping quiet. Welfare state is very important. In India, take for example the question of elders. In India, there are about, we have 140 crore population. Nearly 14 crores are population above 60 years. Those who are above 60 years, 30% among them are well protected either by pension or by their own income or by their own assets. 70% of aged people in this country are facing serious problems. Problems relating to health, problems relating to financial assistance, and problems relating to segregation. There is no law which provides legal protection to these 70% of aged. At the whims and fancies of the government, they have introduced certain programs. I am not saying no, but we need legal protection. A statutory protection is required. A old man must go to the court and claim his right and take the benefit. And such a right, enforceable right, we call it as the legal protection. But unfortunately, we don't. I examined this point some time ago. I noticed only two provisions. One, in the Indian Criminal Procedure Code, there is section 125, which provides where a aged person can claim maintenance from their children. If the children don't have the means to provide, then that petition will be dismissed. Is it an efficacious remedy? There is another law which provides for maintenance of aged people. Again, the same thing it suffers. This is not the type of law which requires for the protection of interest of aged people. For the protection of interest of aged people, government must work out a plan, legislate a law which can give them a legal right where they can fight for their right and survive in this society with dignity and honor. This is the concept of welfare. Like this, I can go on narrating. Federalism is under attack. Communalism is rampant. Fundamentalism is rampant. Friends, as Suresh pointed out, we call it this Karnataka state, Sarva Janamata Shanti Akrota. A garden of peace for everyone in this land. But unfortunately, attempts are being made to convert this into a laboratory of communalism. Day in and day out, we are seeing the fundamental forces and the communal forces are attempting to convert this Karnataka, a land of peace and solidarity and unity and harmony among different religions and different castes, into a laboratory of communalism. This is the unfortunate development that if we don't combat these challenges, it is not possible to save this country. It is therefore at a situation like one after the other, these issues are there. Sometime back, about 8 years back, one central minister said that Bhagavad Gita shall be made a national epic. Then people started questioning it. People debated it. It went back. Then they said, ℸ𝕨. People debated it. They gave answers to it. Then it went back. Then they said ℸ𝕝. That was answered. That issue became back. Sideline. ℸ𝕨. Love jihadi. Nationality. Azhar. Halal. Azan. These communal forces have went to the extent of destroying the peace and harmony in the Karnataka, telling that even in jatras, festivals, particular community people shall not sell any product and open their shops. They went to the extent of even prescribing a poison to the mind of people. Don't purchase mango served by such a particular religion. Where we are heading? This is not the time where we have to keep silent. Whether young or old, whether North Indian or South Indian, whether male or female, whether Sikh or no Sikh, whether right or Sheikh, a time has come where we have to rise our voice. Each one of you are capable of raising voice and molding the opinion of younger generation and this entire society. I invite every one of you in this conference to debate these issues, which is conflict in the very country, very sovereignty of the nation, very constitution of the nation. If we lose our constitution, we lose our democracy, we lose our secular fabric, we lose our social justice, we lose our plurality. It is therefore, we are in a situation like this. Therefore, I appeal to every one of you and to the organizers to debate all these issues. We are all experienced. We have seen this country for the last 70, 80, 90 years. We have seen this growth. Now, you have to guide us. You have to guide the society. It is only the elder people's experience, their wisdom, their knowledge can guide the country and take this country in a proper and appropriate road. I appeal everybody of you to discharge that national and historical obligation. And I wish this conference a very happy success, a good success, and with proud and pleasure, I declare that I have inaugurated this conference. Thank you.
The comrades, we are extremely thankful to Justice H.N. Mohandas for inaugurating our conference. When he was speaking, the message that was given to us was both chilling and of hope. Chilling because when a justice, a judge, when he says that Indian democracy is at a crossroad, when he says Indian constitution is in danger, we can imagine what kind of situation we are in. But the message was also of hope. Hope of people coming together, hope of all of us coming to these policies. And that one important, something fantastic that has happened. There was a Karnataka Literary Festival, and that literary festival was inaugurated by whom? Dharwad, sometime back, a watermelon seller belonging to the Muslim community, his card was damaged by the fundamentalists. His livelihood was taken away. The literary personalities of Karnataka, the progressive personalities of Karnataka called Nabi Saab to inaugurate the Karnataka Literary Festival. And that is the hope that we have. Hope that people will come together and challenge the forces that are killing the diversity of this land, are sowing the seeds of separation. And that is why Justice Nagmohan Das said, all of us are capable of molding the people's opinion, and we must mobilize ourselves and mobilize the wider section of the society. Justice H.M. Nagmohan Das, he informed you that he was the senior advocate in the Supreme Court. And when Delhi High Court, our case on pension upgradation and that anomaly of the dearness allowance payment was there, he led our legal battle. And that opened up the situation for us to challenge it in the Supreme Court. No. But unfortunately for us, he decided that he will stop the legal practice and plunge into the social service, and more importantly, highlight the danger to the Indian Constitution and mobilize the people across the state on that issue. And he is very busy, he has been going around the state telling the people how important the Indian Constitution is, how well it has served us. If the country has remained united, if the country has remained integrated, it was because our Constitution has recognized the rich cultural diversity of this land. And that being the case, he has been going around and campaigning and mobilizing the people to protect the Constitution. And in all the bags that we have given you, a book written by him, reading the Constitution, has been placed. My only request is, please read it. Just don't go and put it on the shelf. Please read it and know what the Indian Constitution is and why it is important for us to protect that Constitution. So on behalf of all of you from this conference, we thank and express our gratitude to Justice Nagmohan Das for coming here and inaugurating our conference. Comrade Srikant, have the honor of
Honorable Justice 𝕸𝕤𝕤𝕚𝕒 भाषण के बाद मैं ऑल इंडिया इंश्योरेंस एम्प्लॉइज एसोसिएशन के महामंत्री और महामंत्री के भी कॉमरेड श्रीकांत मिश्रा जी से बोल रहे हैं और हम आप सबको संबोधित करें कॉमरेड श्रीकांत मिश्रा।
Comrade President, Comrade Rees Grace, the Chairman of the Reception Committee, Justice 𝕸𝕤𝕚𝕒𝕚𝕒, the inaugurator of this conference, Comrade Krishnan, the General Secretary of LIC Class 1 Officers Pensioners Association, Comrade P.K. Chakravarti, General Secretary, All India Insurance Pensioners Association, Comrade 𝕸𝕤𝕚𝕚𝕚, the senior leader of the AIPA, Comrade Amanullah Khan, the former president of AIA and editor of Insurance Worker, and the dearest leader of insurance employees throughout the length and breadth of India, our great doyen and the legendary leader, Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose, and Comrade delegates, observers, members of the press, and my dear comrades. First of all, I extend you all revolutionary greetings on my personal behalf and on behalf of the All India Insurance Employees Association. It is indeed a pleasure for me to be in a position to attend the 8th Silver Jubilee Conference of the AIPA being held in the city of Bangalore. Both the speakers, the chairman of the reception committee and the inaugurator, they have spoken wonderfully as to what is the context in which we are meeting in this 8th General Conference of the AIPA. And when we are meeting physically at least after a long period of time, because the pandemic had made life hell for us, we were in doubt whether things would return to normalcy or not, as to when again we would be in a position to meet physically to discuss and debate the issues confronting insurance employees, issues confronting insurance pensioners, and the people at large. It is good that we are in a position to meet physically after a long period of time. But unfortunately, as put by both the speakers beautifully, the ruling class in India today, they are trying to utilize the crisis to the hilt. Taking advantage of the crisis, shamelessly it is being claimed that they want to utilize the crisis as an opportunity. And utilizing the crisis as an opportunity, many of the legitimate demands of the employees and the pensioners, these are either not being settled or relegated to the background. Otherwise, what can explain the inordinate delay in giving clearance to LIC board's recommendation to make family pension payments at a uniform rate of 30%? It has been more than 2 years now since the LIC board sent its recommendation to enhance family pension at a uniform rate of 30%. The LIC management, the board also sent a recommendation that the terminal basic pension or the basic pension, it should be decided either on the basis of the terminal basic pay or the average of the last 10 months pay, whichever is beneficial to the pensioner. This recommendation has also been sent, but till now, there is a stony silence so far as the government is concerned that approval is yet to come, even though more than 2 years of time has already elapsed. There is also the question of doing away with the truncated DA to some of the pre-August 1997 retirees that has already been taken off. And unfortunately, I don't have any hesitation in sharing with you the role and attitude of the LIC management on this question has been absolutely hopeless. We We have been regularly following up these issues with the LIC management. And every time we talk to central office, the standard response is, we have already taken up the issue. We took the issue even last week also, but there is no headway on that. We want to ask a simple question from the forum of this conference. Our inaugurator, Justice ℸ𝕟𝕤𝕚𝕒𝕟𝕚 sir, he was saying during the course of his presentation. We are an institution, the LIC is an institution which has assets under management of 39 lakh crore. And what is the significance of this 39 lakh crores of assets under management? These assets are more than 16 times the asset under management of the second biggest life insurance player in India, that is the SBI Life. That is the kind of assets we are managing. These assets of under management, 39 lakh crore, these are more than 3 times the total assets of 23 private life insurance players in India. Our humble question to the LIC management is, you are managing these huge funds. You are providing 1/4 of the budgetary resources to the government of India. Why the hell you are acting only as a postman, taking our message to the ministry and coming back empty-handed with the message from the ministry? Is it not the responsibility of the LIC management to go force the government of India to give their sanction so far as the promised improvements in family pension are concerned? We have already talked to the top brass of the LIC management, and we have told them a large number of pensioners, unfortunately, they have died during the course of the last 2 years. So a delay in giving some benefit to the pensioners, virtually it amounts to the denial of the promised benefits. And this is gross injustice so far as our pensioners and governments are concerned. But until then, things have not moved. Some time back, I talked to the managing director of LIC, and we are given to understand that the LIC management is trying to give a renewed push to this agenda, and they are trying to settle it. But on this platform of the conference, I can assure you that the AIA will leave no stone unturned to take up the issue and see to it that the promised benefits go to our pensioners for and livelihood. We will do it. But at a time when we are fighting for getting some promised improved benefits, precisely at that very moment, we are confronted with a big challenge, a challenge relating to the very existence of this great institution. The LIC, as well as the public sector general insurance companies, they are under a virulent attack from the ruling class today. The chairman of the reception committee, he spoke brilliantly as to how industry after industry in the city of Bangalore, they are being decimated under the garb of liberalization, privatization, and globalization. And today, as I told you, taking advantage of the crisis, trying to utilize the crisis as an opportunity, there is a campaign of calumny against the public sector at large. The top brass of the leadership, the political leadership today, they don't have any compulsion in saying public sector to paida hua hai marne ke liye. We don't subscribe to the idea that public sector is born to die. And there is a campaign of calumny is going on. And day in and day out, the higher bank pushers of the government, and unfortunately, a big section of the prime media who are doing the biddings of the ruling class and nothing else. They have been pointing out that the public sector is a drain on the resources of the government, it's a drain on the resources, it is a drain on our national exchequer. But we are proud employees, proud pensioners of public sector insurance industry. We want to question the government of India as to how do you say that the public sector is a drain on our resources. The government of India, it has got a department, the Department of Public Enterprises. Every financial year, the Department of Public Enterprises, it brings out a survey on the performance of central public sector enterprises. And the latest survey of the Department of Public Enterprises, it goes on to say, by the end of the year, and by the end of March 2020, there were 256 central public sector enterprises in India. And out of these 256 central public sector enterprises, an overwhelming majority of them, they are earning profit. And by the end of March 2020, these 256 central public sector enterprises, they have generated a profit of around 1,49,000 crores. These 256 public sector enterprises, according to the statistics of Government of India, the very same government which has Mr. Narendra Modi as its Prime Minister, these statistics say these 256 central public sector enterprises, they have got reserves and surpluses to the tune of 9,54,000 crores. And the taxes, excise duties, GST, and all other resources that these public sector have been generating, by the end of March 2020, they have contributed not less than 12,56,000 crores to the Government of India. We then ask, how do you say that the public sector is inefficient? How do you say the public sector is born to die? We are proud to belong to these glorious, wonderful institutions, the Life Insurance Corporation of India and the public sector general insurance companies. But constant efforts are being made to privatize these two wonderful institutions. The LIC, rightly put by our inaugural Justice ℙ𝕟𝕚𝕚𝕚 sir, it started its humble journey in the year 1956 with a meager equity capital of 5 crore. And commencing its humble journey with a meager capital of 5 crore, today the LIC, it commands over an asset base of an astronomically huge sum of money of 39 lakh crores of rupees. And we are proud that this growth of the LIC, this journey of the LIC, for the last more than 6 decades, this has been possible not because of the financial support of any government, but this has been possible because of the tremendous faith and confidence of the Indian people, the policyholders of LIC, who have greatly funded to the growth and expansion of this institution. And when the policyholders have funded the growth and expansion of this institution, naturally, for 95% of the surplus used to go to them as the bonus. Naturally, the policyholders are the real owners of the corporation. But today, a government that claims to be nationalist, it is not taking the policyholders into confidence. Rather, the real owners of the corporation are being shortchanged and the shareholders are being privileged, so that the LIC's IPO has already been issued. Its shares have already started trading in the stock market. But there is a bigger question. We are not merely concerned with the job security of the employees. We are not merely concerned with the pensionary benefits of the retired employees of the pensioners. The basic question is, will the LIC, as a state under the Constitution of India, will it be able to discharge all its social responsibilities as it had been doing all these years? That is a big question when the Government of India has forced LIC to go for its IPO, which is nothing but a first step towards the privatization of the Life Insurance Corporation of India. We are proud. We used to take legitimate pride in the constitutional nationalism that our constitution has forced on us or has given us. But now in this new dispensation, this constitutional nationalism, this is being sought to be replaced by cultural nationalism. And because of this various attempt, there is great deal of polarization in Indian society today. And taking advantage of this polarization, or rather utilizing this polarization today, there is a great attack, a tremendous attack on the public sector at large, basically on the public sector belonging to the financial institutions. Unfortunately, during the days of liberalization, under the aegis of globalization today, the financial sector of India, it has become independent and autonomous of the real sector of the economy. And the financial sector has become so much independent of the real productive sector of the economy at a time when the real sector of the economy is confronting with a great crisis, unemployment at 45-year high. Joblessness is in a hopeless situation. Price rise, nothing to speak about it. And then the growth rate of the Indian economy, it has been declining day after day, month after month, and the Indian economy is in an absolute crisis. And when there is a severe crisis in the real economy, then in the last few months, we have been seeing a huge surge in India's capital market. And this contradiction is possible because thanks to liberalization, the financial sector of the economy has become independent and autonomous of the real sector of the economy. So those who have amassed huge capital during the heydays of the public sector, that capitalist class, the owners of the capital, they smell huge profit in the capital market and they want to make a fast buck out of it. And because of this change in the composition and character of India's economy, there is a greater attack on public sector financial institutions. And it is because of this mechanism that there is a great threat on the public sector Life Insurance Corporation of India as well as the public sector general insurance companies. Yes, IPO has been opened. It is already open for subscription. The trading has started. But the question is, with the LIC, what does LIC go from here? The All India Insurance Company Association, I think it owes a debt of gratitude to our consumer comrades, the likes of Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose. It is your struggle. It is the struggle of the AIA and the comrades like you that the private life insurance industry was nationalized and the Life Insurance Corporation came into being. And with the advent of neoliberalism, the attack started on the public sector character of insurance. While the IPO has been issued, while the shares have started trading, we are proud. Even though we are a numerically small organization, but because of the qualitative strength of the AIA fought for 28 long years and it could successfully stop the government policy to privatize the Life Insurance Corporation of India. Because the move started, the formal move started in 1994 through the recommendations of the Malhotra Committee. And you remember, the Malhotra Committee recommended the privatization of the Life Insurance Corporation. Governments have come and gone, but the continuity of our struggle has gone on unabated. Our movement has continued, as a result of which utilizing the love and affection of the people of India, utilizing the trust and goodwill of the people of India and our policy holders, utilizing their trust and goodwill as our capital. The insurance employees continue to struggle, as a result of which the government policy could be halted for 28 long years. And we have to appreciate Congress. It is not possible for a trade union, a middle class trade union, to halt the government policy for all time to come. But the kind of parallel that we have established in India, even though numerically we are a small organization, but successfully we have stopped the privatization of the LIC. And today, even though there is a government with absolute majority in the floor of parliament, even though the government claims that they don't believe in bending before any working class movement, it is through our struggle, it is through mobilization of the people's opinion, that in spite of the hostile political situation, the LIC is still today in the public sector, and our movement has forced the government of the day to declare in the floor of the parliament that the public sector character of the LIC will continue to remain for all times to come, and the government has given the commitment that the equity, government equity in the LIC will not be brought down to less than 51%. I think this is a tremendous achievement in the troubled times that we are living in today. And that's what Rahulullah Khan was saying here. These are difficult times. And in spite of the difficult times, still there are a lot of hope we can see all over India. It is not only that insurance employees or the insurance industry is under attack from the government. There is no public sector, there is no sector of the economy that is not under attack. The coal industry is under attack. Steel industry is under attack. The electricity industry is under attack. Defense organizations are under attack. And we never dreamt in our lifetime, we never imagined in our lifetime that the space research institutions in India, they will be privatized. We never imagined in our lifetime that the atomic research institutions, they will be put up for sale. And this mindless rush to privatize anything and everything under the sun, it reminds me of another famous poem of the legendary poet 𝕸𝕤𝕤𝕤𝕠𝕟. His poem is there in the background there. 𝕸𝕤𝕤𝕤𝕠𝕟 wrote some time back, "Zameen बेच देंगे, गगन बेच देंगे, जमीन बेच देंगे, गगन बेच देंगे, कली बेच देंगे, चमन बेच देंगे, वतन के सिपाही अगर सो गए, कलम के सिपाही अगर सो गए, वतन के सिपाही वतन बेच देंगे." 𝕸𝕤𝕤𝕠𝕟 says, they will sell the land, they will sell the skies, they will sell the flowers in the garden. Not only that, they will sell the garden itself. And when those who struggle by welding their pain, if you don't even cautious, if you are not aware, the so-called custodians of the nation, they will sell the nation itself. And now this government, the so-called nationalist government, under the title of the National Asset Monetization Pipeline, they have drawn a big blueprint to privatize anything and everything that is in the domain of the government, that is under the domain of the public sector. Not only LIC, not only general insurance, not only banks, not only telecom. If there is a park in your colony where you could go in the evening for a walk or a stroll, and unfortunately or fortunately, if that park is in the domain of the state, the National Asset Monetization Pipeline says that park would also be sold up by this government. And they are linked to the nationalists. stadium, stadia which are in the domain of the public sector are owned by the government. Today I am from Hyderabad. I used to reside in the area known as 𝕬𝕤𝕦𝕣𝕒 in Hyderabad. 𝕬𝕤𝕦𝕣𝕒 is a non-descriptive locality in Hyderabad. Nobody used to know what 𝕬𝕤𝕦𝕣𝕒 is. One boy, a small boy, son of a poor auto rickshaw driver, he made 𝕬𝕤𝕦𝕣𝕒 famous. Mohammad Siraj, one of the greatest pace bowlers in the world today. He is a son of a poor auto rickshaw driver. But he could get the luxury of practicing in Lal Bahadur Shastri Stadium in Hyderabad because Lal Bahadur Shastri Stadium is in the domain of the public sector. Now our Honorable Prime Minister is going to sell that off to any Tata, Birla, Ambani and family. All of us are so proud of the helicopter shot of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. I think you are aware about the humble origins of MS Dhoni. And MS Dhoni, 30 years ago, he was not as rich or affluent as he is today. He had very humble origins. He could have the opportunity of practicing cricket because Ranji Stadium, even today, it is in the domain of the public sector. But a government that is out to polarize society, they are trying to privatize. They are trying to sell up everything and anything under the sun, including the cricket stadium, including the parks in the colony. Now, comrade, there is no option for us. We have to align our struggle against the privatization of insurance industry, against the privatization of public sector financial institutions, with the larger structure, larger struggle that has been developing at the private level. From Ramananda told, there is a grand possibility of forming a grand alliance at the All India level. Because all the workers they are in struggle. But when there is a possibility of forging this greater unity, unfortunately, a heinous attempt is being made to replace our constitutional democracy, the constitutional nationalism that defines India with the cultural nationalism. Where are we headed as a nation? Today, when unemployment is at an all-time high, price rise at an all-time high, the labor force participation is at an all-time low, when the capital market is in doldrums, when the poor and downtrodden, they don't get a square meal a day in and day out, we are debating what should happen with our past. We are bothered more about the past than about our present and the future. History is over. It is done with. And we should make a sustained effort to go ahead as directed by the Constitution of India, as beautifully put by the inaugurator of this conference. But the question is, the moment you try to organize, the moment you make an attempt to unite and struggle, our unity is being sought to be disrupted by utilizing communalism as a political mobilization strategy. And especially minorities, the Muslim minorities, they have been made the target of a virulent campaign by the ruling class in India today. Which minorities? There are a large number of delegates from Odisha here. If you go for a darshan of Lord Jagannath in Puri, I can vouch for it. You go and any bhajan that you get to hear in the temple of Lord Jagannath, invariably that bhajan would have been composed by one of his greatest devotees, Bhakt Sarve, who happened to be a Muslim. Lord Jagannath doesn't have any objection. Lord Jagannath has another distinction. We as workers, we cannot apply for advance sick leave. But Lord Jagannath can apply for advance sick leave. there is a particular day in the year when Lord Jagannath falls sick. That is predetermined that day. So after one doctor would treat him and he gets well, he will press up and he will start in his car festival the Rath. So that also is pre-decided. And you will be happy to know, surprised to know, the almanac according to which Lord Jagannath also falls sick, that has not been devised by any Pandit of Puri Mukti Mandal. That almanac was devised by a Sufi saint named Aminul Islam in the early 1930s. That is the syncretism of Indian culture. Today, Indian society is being sought to be divided in the name of religion. The Ram temple in Ayodhya, that is being used to divide, to wreck our unity. We should be proud. What is the heritage? What is the cultural heritage? What is the pluralistic heritage of Indian society? When Jhansi Ki Rani Lakshmibai, she gave her clarion call to rise up against British imperialism. Those days, in the Babi Masjid, or debated Babi Masjid, there was a monk of this Ram temple. His name was Baba Ramcharan Das. He gave a call for rebellion amongst his followers. And when Baba Ramcharan Das gave this call for struggle, we are proud, we should be happy. At that time, the leading Maulvi of Ayodhya, Maulvi Amir Ali, he gave a call to his followers to rise up in rebellion, and he made an alliance with Baba Ramcharan Das. After some time, Baba Ramcharan Das and Maulvi Amir Ali, both of them were arrested by the British Army, and along with thousands of their supporters, both Hindus and Muslims, they were mercilessly killed. And the place where they were killed, that is still there in Faizabad jail, and that was under a tamarind tree that is called Harika Kila. So I would request you, whenever the Ram temple is built, if you go to Ayodhya, go to that place which stands as a symbol of Hindu-Muslim unity in India. That is our culture. That is our plurality. But today, to wreck the unity of the working class, to divide the unity of the working class, communalism is being used to divide our unity, and so that the ruling class, they have a field day to carry out their agenda, so far the social and economic policies of India are concerned. But we are confident from the AIA, or rather we are proud from the platform of the AIA, that the All India Insurance Pensioners Association and the All India Insurance Employee Association, we have been working like a joint family. You are the elders who have been guiding the movement of the AIA. We will continue to draw inspiration from you. And comrade, when the AIPA started its humble journey in the year 1997, from that day, we have made great strides so far as bringing relief to the life and living of insurance pensioners are concerned. And we are confident, if you continue to work this understanding, like a joint family, the AIA and the AIPA hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, definitely we shall be able to realize all the unfulfilled demands, and basically all those demands which have already been recommended by the LIC management, but still now, because of the obduracy of the government, the clearances have not come. Again, I assure you, I reassure you, the AIA will be no stone unturned to follow up these demands, so that these demands are settled. With these words, I come to my reply, and thank you very much. I wish the conference also. Thank you very much.
इंडियन इंश्योरेंस एम्प्लॉइज एसोसिएशन के महामंत्री कॉमरेड श्रीकांत मिश्रा जी के इस उद्बोधन के लिए साथियों उन्हें बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। साथ ही मैं ऑल इंडिया इंश्योरेंस पेशेंट्स एसोसिएशन के महामंत्री कॉमरेड के चटर्जी से
अनुरोध करूंगा कि वे कॉमरेड श्रीकांत मिश्रा का सम्मान करें। हमने श्री 𝕀𝕟𝕤𝕚𝕒 जनरल सेक्रेटरी फेडरेशन ऑफ LIC रिटायर्ड ऑफिसर्स एसोसिएशन को आमंत्रित करता हूं कि इस ऑल इंडिया इंश्योरेंस पेंशन एसोसिएशन के इस में अपना शुभकामना संदेश पेश करें।
Comrade 𝕀𝕟𝕤𝕚𝕒, my dear comrades, standing all over the world. I am very happy to be present here on this platform today. A very glittering platform. How the magnificent ladies started the singing this morning, after the morning, and then went on to the talk of the Judge Nathmohan Das. And we have the presence here, the legendary 𝔸𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬 of whom only a name I had heard in my early days in service in the LIC. What a wonderful gathering this is of people who served in the AIA in the erstwhile years, which made the insurance industry itself strong. I would say even employees of insurance industry itself, because they took on the responsibilities of how this insurance industry should be run. They not just bargained for benefits for their employees, but they went further and provided leadership to the industry itself. The names of 𝔸𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬 These are all people who built this organization to a great extent. And today, AIODPA is an extended arm of AIE. And this is a great coming together, because what we in classroom experience as pensioners is the fact that while those in service in the classroom federation are able to exert their pressure as a unit and get many of their things done, the same is not applicable to the pensioners. And I suppose largely that is true of all classes. In fact, coming together as pensioners, there is no class at all. That is why Mr. Bhaskar Sonia referred to me as Comrade Krishna. That's very apt, because once you come out of service and a retired person, there is only one class, the common class, of which we are all part. But you have a spectacle here of the in-service employees being able to get essentials of what they want, but the same not being possible for the retired people. And in fact, I was very heartened to hear Mr. Srikanth Mishra say that they would own up the problems of pensioners as much as those of the serving employees. This is an excellent thing, because we feel today that pensioner class is taken for granted. Why are we still holding different classes? Why do I call myself a class one federation? That's because I inherited the problems of my class where I worked. And therefore, the issues arising out of that are unique. I do not know how many of you are aware there was a revision for all of us in the LIC 92-93. It was effective from 1st August 92. For class 1 officers alone, it was made effective from 1/4/93. Those who were in service through the revision and after the revision, they retired in the band of 8 months between August 92 and March 93. Their pensions were fixed not on the revised scale but on scale prior to revision. Mind you, we are still fighting a legal backlog there. It is 30 years. Even Mr. K.P. Narasimhan was chairman of the LIC, was part of that group of retirees who did not get a fair fixation of pension. This keeps happening throughout, and this will have relevance only to one class. And therefore, it requires that we should have an association based on sectoral basis to take care of our sectoral problems. That is the only reason why we have a class named to our association. Otherwise, as pensioners, we are all one class. In fact, in February 2019, we felt that all 6 people who have gone to Supreme Court with an SLP should come together and fight the issue, because the cost was common. We wanted upgradation of pension, we wanted improvement in family pension, we wanted 18+ years to be given more pension. These were all common to all of us. And by standing apart, we were only weakening our own cause. We wanted to come together, synergize, so that we will put our best foot forward in fighting the case in the court. Unfortunately, whenever we take it up to the government, why we are heard, nothing really comes out of it. So we are still on the SLPs, and at that time, I must acknowledge here on this platform that AIPA responded to our call for unity, came over to Chennai to attend that conclave, and till today, we are together in our approach to the case in the court. And when we concluded that conclave, one of the things that was put down in the notes of that conclave was, this shall not be a one-time exercise. This should be the beginning of something like a confederation of all the pension associations. Therefore, because we find that we are not in service, we are aged, we are taken for granted by the government. Otherwise, when other employees in the same industry could be given with their benefits, why pensioners alone have been kept behind? This question has very much troubled us, and that is why we thought our unity is of utmost importance. If I came here in spite of other problems personally, I wanted to underscore that unity that we started at that time. And when the AIPA responded to it, I wanted to make it a response from my side in return to tell them that we are again together. So let this 3-day conference, let this 25-year celebration, they can debate on issues which are very germane to pensioner class, where we have been denied justice. The worst part is, this is the class, pensioner class, which is the final culmination of all employee groups. And when you delay justice here, thousands of them are going out of the radar screen of life. How many of them are passed away? And how can we give justice to those families and those people when you delay our benefits? Therefore, I feel there is an intense need to come together and stand together and fight together to get what pensioners should get. We are all one class, and there is no class distinction as such. We are only functionally separate because, as I said, we have inherited some issues of that class. So therefore, I would wish this 3-day conference all success, And I would like it to concentrate in a focused way on pensioners' issues which remain pending even to this day. Thank you very much.
I thank profusely the presence of 𝕸𝕟𝕤𝕚𝕚, the General Secretary here in this conference. As he said, when I talked to him, he was at the school and the problem with the family is why he is sick. He said, I should attend, but I am not able to attend. Now my name is Ellen, but he even sent a message like that. I should attend, and with ... like that. In fact, I was really surprised today when he came here because I tried to contact him for the last 2 days, but I was not able to reach. So, but I'm very happy that he came here, and as he says, there is a necessity that unwilling hands of the management and the government, if you want to get something, unity is an essential thing. So, I hope that unity will be better in the future days. I thank him profusely. Request ℸ𝕀𝕀 to honor him for coming and addressing us. Okay. In this conference, I also want to read some two greetings that has come to us for this conference. I will just read it. One is from All India Retired Insurance Employees Federation. We also extended the invitation to them. And here Bhaskar. Thanks to you immensely for inviting me to participate in the inauguration of Sunday 29 May 2022 at 11 a.m. at Hotel City Center. I am interested to attend, but my obligation to attend the meetings away from Bangalore on 28 and 29, I feel incapacitated to be with you at the inauguration on 29. Please excuse me for this unmedicated absence. However, I greet the conference and company success as important issues concerning the pensions have to be decided, both at RIC and the government. G. Krishnaswamy, General Secretary, All India Retired Insurance Employees Federation. There is one more greeting from CIP, Center of Indian Trade Unions. Comrades, I extend my revolutionary greeting to the 8th Civil Year Conference of the All India Insurance Pensioners Association. I wish the conference shall resolve to further strengthen the ongoing working class struggles against the neoliberal policy. Comrades, as I have to be in CIU state level organizational workshop, same day at Guntur, I am not able to attend the meeting. Yours comradely, K. Munis, CIU National Secretary. Thank you.
साथियों मैं ऑल इंडिया इंश्योरेंस एम्प्लॉयज एसोसिएशन के फॉर्मर प्रेसिडेंट कॉमरेड अमानुल्लाह खान जी से निवेदन करूंगा कि आए और हमें आप सबको संबोधित करें। कॉमरेड अमानुल्लाह।
Corporate President, distinguished leaders on the dais, and my very dear comrades. I think that I have enough time to discuss many issues in the delegate session. Because I am aware that we are running short of time. So therefore, in a very short time, I would like to speak on what I feel is important today. First of all, my revolutionary greetings to all of you. I am emphasizing my revolutionary greetings to you. Because today, the Delhi High Court is deciding what is revolution. And Delhi High Court is coming to the conclusion to extend a Krantikari greeting is a crime in this country. This conference is also asserting its right. When we were hoisting the flag, Comrade Chandan raised the slogan, 𝕨 Zindabad. And I said, there are going to be these intelligence people here, they are going to arrest you because the word 𝕨 is the most hated word by the present dispensation. And the Delhi High Court, in the case of Umar Khalid, it is deliberating and debating whether the word 𝕨 is a call to take up arms and challenge the state. And therefore this conference is asserting its political views. It is asserting its political understanding and say that when we say revolution, when we say 𝕨, it means we want all of us to unite together and assert for a society that is just, fair and equal to everybody. And it is also a fact that the very word 𝕨 was given by Hazrat Mohani, a Muslim. And he was the first Muslim communist who also gave a call for Purna Swaraj. When the Congress was debating whether we can be a dominion or should we want a full freedom, Hazrat Mohani stood up in 1928 in the Congress session and said, we demand Purna Swaraj. And that is what Justice Nagmohan was saying, the difference between Purna Swaraj and the dominion status which the Congress wanted earlier. And you would know that even till about 3 years back, Australia was under the monarchy of the British Queen. And even though Britain called itself as a democracy, it is a monarchy. It is a democratic monarchy, where the state is headed by a monarch, state is headed by a queen or a king. And therefore, when we are talking about, even if this turns, I remain a part of the AIPA. So we are asserting our rights in this conference. What are the issues before us? We have been discussing various problems relating to the Indian society, but what are our issues? We want upgradation of pension, periodical revision, whenever wage revision takes place for the existing employees. Number 2, we want a dearness allowance at a uniform rate irrespective of the date of retirement. Number 3, we are asking for increase in the family pension. Number 4, we are asking certain improvements in the pension scheme which does not cost the corporation or the public sector general insurance companies. Number 4, we are asking, there are very few people, handful of people who retired earlier to 1986 and are still alive. The allowance that you are giving them, please increase. It is not going to cost much. Then we are also asking that we want the entire expenses of the Mediclaim scheme be borne by the Life Insurance Corporation. These are the demands on the basis of which we are going to have the discussion in our conference. Every single demand is legitimate. every single demand is justified on the basis of the paying capacity of the institution, on the basis of the growth of the past and the projected growth of the present. These demands are achievable, and these demands can be considered by the managements of LIC and the public sector general insurance companies. But unfortunately, it is not being done so. And when LIC came out with IPO, you will observe that the government saying that LIC is a board managed company. The decision for the IPO is taken by the LIC board. You are going to laugh at this, I am going to laugh at this. Because everything was done by the government. But the government says that LIC is a board managed company. The board has got the autonomy to decide. Our simple question is, if the board has got the autonomy to decide, if LIC is a board managed company, why for 2 years the increase in the family pension is pending with the government? Why are you not implementing it? When the LIC board makes that recommendation, and for 2 years the government sits on that file, it takes no decision. How do you look at our board? The government undermines the board, undermines the authority of the chairperson. So when we look at our issues, we know that our fight is not just with the LIC management, but our fight is the political and ideological understanding of the present ruling dispensation. And that is the issue. And now things have changed. I don't know what impact it will have. When we raise it, all these demands, we raised it when LIC was owned wholly by the government. So there is a difference whether LIC is owned by the government or it is owned by the policyholder, as Comrade Srikanth Mishra said, and that is being considered in the Supreme Court. That issue will not go. But LIC was the only shareholder of the Life Insurance Corporation. But today, when we have to discuss with the LIC, we have to discuss with multiple shareholders of the Life Insurance Corporation. There is not a single shareholder. And when you have a multiple shareholder, the interest of every shareholder becomes important. And when you decide on the interest of the shareholder, it automatically means that the workforce, the pensioners, their interests have to be undermined. Because both the interests of the shareholders and the interests of the workers cannot go together. The interest of the shareholder is to get the maximum profits, and the interest of the workers is to get a decent wage, decent pension. And then the contradiction comes about, and how do we resolve that contradiction? How do we build up that movement? That we have to decide today in this conference. We are faced in a terrible condition. The government, I think that the government is making all efforts to destroy the Life Insurance Corporation. We had an opportunity of having a press conference for this, our 8th General Conference. Whatever we were saying to the press people, they were not listening to us. Repeatedly, they were bombarding us with the question that we thought LIC is a gold mine and we invested in the LIC shares. And today, when we held the press conference, the LIC share had lost its value by more than 11%. And they were saying that if this is the fate of the shareholder, what could be the fate of the policyholders? And those press people were also the policyholders. they were immediately asking us whether our investment in the LIC policy are they safe. And this is the situation that they have brought about, knowing fully well that bringing an LIC IPO at a time when the world is confronted with the worst kind of economic crisis is a terrible decision. When the Russia-Ukraine war is going on, inflation is at an all-time high, wholesale pricing inflation has crossed 15%, retail inflation has crossed 7%, unemployment is at 45-year highs, and the world economy is collapsing, and we are seeing that in the last 2 months or 3 months, foreign capital has withdrawn from our country. In that kind of a situation, you brought the LIC IPO just because you wanted money to fill the fiscal deficit. And in the process, you damage the image of the life insurance corporation. You damage the brand of the life insurance corporation. And that is a serious challenge as to how to win over the confidence of our policyholders. To the shareholders, we say that you are lucky, hold on to the shares for the next 2 years, you are going to be rewarded. Because even a rough calculation says that the embedded value that has been arrived at has undervalued LIC. You just tell me when HDFC Life Insurance Company can be multiplied by 4 times its embedded value, why LIC should be multiplied by 1.1 times. The government says we are applying the international standard. We say, why do you apply the international standard when LIC stock has to be listed in the Indian market? And how Indian market has to decide, that is how you have to decide on the embedded value. LIC shares have been undervalued, LIC has been undervalued, and the intrinsic value of LIC is many times more than what is being discovered in the share market. And that being the case, to the shareholders, we say, hold on for a few days. You are going to be rewarded. But more important than the shareholders, for us, is the policyholders. To the policyholders, you have to give the confidence that nothing is lost. LIC remains a strong financial institution. The employees of LIC, the pensioners of LIC are committed to protect the interests of the policyholder, and we will ensure that your interests are protected, and this campaign we must take it up. And when we do that, when we try to project our issues, we also must understand that today a committee appointed are headed by the chief economic advisor of this country says any person in India who earns an income of more than 25,000 rupees a month, he is in the top 10% of the Indian people. In a city like Bangalore, for 25,000, you don't even get a 1-bedroom flat for rent. But the government says if you have 25,000 rupees monthly income, you are very rich in India. If you are in the top 25%. And when the government campaigns that, what happens to your demand for upgradation? I'm simply asking you. Because I don't think that any one of you earns a pension which is less than 25,000. So this campaign of the government has to be met. And how do you meet the campaign of the government? Saying that we will relate ourselves to the wider sections of the working people. Pension, a defined pension, not more than 6% of the Indian workers get that kind of a pension. 92% of the workers who are in the unorganized sector, they have no luxury of any social security, leave alone pension. And that is why AIPA decided that we should launch a movement for a universal pension scheme. and the movement has begun. On the 14th of May, we held a conference where this projection is given, and we want to build up a movement along with other sections of the working people to demand that every worker in this country must have a social security, and every citizen in this country who is beyond 60 years must be given a pension scheme. And to begin with, we are demanding that the government should give 3,000 rupees per month, inflation adjusted. The government says it costs us a lot of money, 2% of the national GDP. So it is not possible. But a large number of economists have estimated that if you just levy 0.5% tax on the income of 1% of the rich in this country, you are going to get that 2% GDP amount to pay to those people who are above 60 years, who are not covered by any social security. And this campaign, we are going to take it up. And the details, we'll work it out. We'll, in the next 2 days, we'll take the decisions. But important thing is this: when we meet here, when we discuss the government policy, challenge the government policy, there are efforts to divert our attention. And diverting the attention to the issues which are not relating to the daily bread and butter life of the common people. And those issues are being projected to divide the working people. And unless we unite, pose a challenge, a united challenge, all our efforts will have a big problem in succeeding. And therefore, the unity of the country, when you open the report book, you will find that in the inside back cover, we have given how India is made. We have drawn 2 lines from 𝕀𝕟𝕤𝕚𝕚𝕒. 𝕀𝕟𝕤𝕚𝕚𝕚 is 𝕸𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚. Because the moment I say 𝕀𝕟, people would confuse him to be a Muslim. He wrote how India is made. He said, सरजमीन हिंद पर अक़वाम आलम के फिराक कारवां बसते गए, हिंदुस्तान बनता गया. If you roughly translate into English, it says, communities from across the world, they came and settled in India, and that is how India is built. And that is why we have said, respect diversity, respect unity. And that should be the theme of our conference. And these are the issues that we are going to discuss it. I once again greet you and thank you for being patiently sitting here. Perhaps in another 15-20 minutes or this session is going to be over. Please sit here comfortably. Thank you.
The session is not yet over. The important program of this open session is important to all of us. We are going to offer felicitations to the founder and the former office bearers of the All India Insurance Pensioners Association. Today we are meeting in the 8th Digital Conference. It's because they founded an organization, they nurtured it, they have developed the organization. Today we find that this organization stands in the membership of around 35,000 people. So we are really thankful to them for that. So I hope that all of you will join us in offering of the participation to all these congress. So, let's call the name. Comrade S. Rajappa, who was the convener of the first conference convention and was also the leader of the All India Insurance Employees Association. For quite a long term, he was the vice president of the AIPA, the general secretary, the president of the Social Insurance Employees Federation for a long time. We would like to felicitate Comrade S. Rajappa. We are not calling them on the diet because of their problem. So I wish that he is able to travel to that side. Community Secretary, General Secretary will speak Community West Rajappa and leader. Please, let them be seated only. Let me see that.